Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Lufia 2 Rise of the Sinistrals. Today we're going to head up to the practice dungeon, which is right down here. And they call it the Secret Skills Cave. Alright. You took so long, Maxim. Let's go ahead and start the lesson for the secret techniques in the dungeon. First, the important thing is to learn the patterns of the monster's movements. Monsters move only when you move, so don't worry even if a monster isn't in front of you. Oh good, I see a jelly right there. Why don't you give it a why don't you try to get that jelly? Alright. Okay, here's our first battle of the game. Let's take out the red jelly here. Alright, that was easy. That's our Maxim. Jellies are nothing for him. But don't get cocky. Some monsters are fast, gaining 2 steps to your 1. Also, when there are many monsters in a room, don't let them surround you. Of course, the monsters move only when you move, so stop and think before you act. Good. Let's move on to the next room. Enter from the door above. Alright. There's another jelly there. In this room, we will learn how to use skills. Press the select button to display the skills you have. Select the skill you wish to use. You now have only the skill arrow, but you will receive more. Incidentally, arrows can freeze enemy movement for a while. Press the Y button to shoot them. When you hit an enemy with an arrow, it's temporarily paralyzed. Bumping into a paralyzed enemy doesn't lead to a battle. Skills never run out, so shoot an arrow when you don't feel like fighting. Select the skills you wish to use with the select button and press the Y button to use it. You will use your skills most in dungeons. You can fight with that jelly there or use some skill to stop its movement and not fight. It's up to you. Alright, let's try it out. Press select. Shoot the jelly. And that was a total fail right there. Yeah. This time we got 2 jellies. Okay. God, I love the battle music in this game, and the victory music especially. Really nice. Okay, yeah. Let's go to the next door here. The bridge gave way, but can be crossed when the switch in the back is turned on. The switch is not within your reach. We're in trouble. We can't go on. I was just kidding. You can also use skills in a situation like this. Arrows are not only to stop enemy movement. Why don't you hit that switch with the arrow? Let's give it a try. Ah, there we go. Let's go through this. Damn. Let's go through the door right there. The door to the room above is locked. Can you find the key to open it? Can you see the switch at the upper left? Stand on top of it. Okay. Oh no. Can't get through it. See? That opened the door. However, step off the switch to close the door. Got it? In other words, that switch works only with something on it. Now, what should you do? The answer is this pillar. Stand next to the pillar and walk while pressing the A button. I probably could have done that without talking to the guy, but, you know. Yeah, there you go. That's right, Maxim. Please wait a moment. I almost forgot. I forgot to give you one very precious spell. You can't survive the dungeon without it. It's reset. When you solve a trick in this room by pushing something, you must remember one thing. Although you can't push the pillars, you can't pull them. In other words, if you push the pillar against a wall or door, you can do nothing more. But don't worry, there is a reset spell that sets it all up again. This spell sends you back in time to when you had just entered the room. Everything in the room returns to its original position, including the monsters. Reset does not take any MP, thus you can use it as many times as you wish. Possess the spell and you'll have nothing to fear. I shall give you the reset spell. Will this guy shut up already, man? Thank you for the spell. Ah, shut up. You can also find reset in the skill ring. Press select on up or down on the control pad. Yeah. Let's do that again. Just reset the room here and do the puzzle again. It's kind of strange the guy doesn't reset either, but okay. He doesn't reset too, but whatever. Whenever you see arrows like those on the cliff on the right, you can jump down. Give it a try. Alright. That was cool. Jump down. Alright, we're finally free. Ah, I thought I was free of the guy. The next door will be open when you defeat all the monsters. When you can't find any devices or trick, one way to solve a problem is to defeat all the monsters. Alright, let's do it then. Yeah, sometimes you can get a preemptive strike against monsters if you come up from behind, which is nice. Oh, I got Shard New. That restores your HP by a little bit. Okay, let's jump down here. Let's defeat the jelly. And I really don't know how preemptive strikes work, but I mean, sometimes when I go behind the enemies, I get the preemptive strike, but whatever. And I leveled up. Yay! Now let's go through. Yeah, pretty much there's a lot of puzzles in this game, just like Zelda. Press the B button to swing your sword. You can cut grass using the sword. Sometimes switches are hidden under the grass. Why don't you try to find one? Alright. Yeah, I'm not going to cut all the bushes, but I'm going to cut this one to open the door. Yay. Press the A button to pick up and put down the vase. This is a unique skill. Press the control pad while pressing the R button to change direction without moving. You need the skill to change direction when there's nowhere else to turn. Don't forget how to use the R button. Let's see. What do you think will happen if you put the pot on that slate? Why don't you try? Okay, so basically what the guy was saying is you can, if you hold the R button down and press the directional pad, you could turn around, turn directions without actually moving, like this or whatever. So I can easily just turn around and do that. That opens the door, and this one opens the wall. Uh-oh, I can't get through. Let's take this pot here, put it right here. Voila. Well, I guess I finished the lesson. Of course, you have only begun to learn. To get through many dungeons, you must try many different things. It's not easy to do, but I'm certain you'll make it well. You'll make it. Well, I must be off. Well, thank God. Good riddance. I can finally go on with the game. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, this game is a lot like... Damn it. I need to fight that guy. Yeah, this game's a lot like Zelda. With the puzzles. Like, mostly like, A Link to the Past. Or any Zelda game in particular. But yeah, this game mostly copied off A Link to the Past. At the time. I don't want to fight that guy. I mean, all the puzzles, moving blocks, etc., etc. It's going to be a lot of that in this game. And that dungeon there was only like a small portion of what we're going to see throughout the game. I'm getting a lot of lag for some reason. Alright, let's go back and see Tia. Hey Maxim, I was about to serve dinner. Would you care to join me? Love to. I made something special, Maxim. Wait a minute, okay? Oh boy, I hate fish. Ta-da! It's the fish pot pie made of Navarro. The phantom fish. So this is Navarro, huh? I've heard of it before, but never seen it. I know, I've never seen it either. What's it taste like, I wonder? Let's dig in. Well, let's see. How is it? Well, what should I say? I mean, Tia, why don't you try some? I will. Here goes. And? This is pretty bad. That's what this is. You think so too? It's not your cooking, it's the fish, don't you think? Why is this called the phantom fish then? Because it tastes so bad that nobody eats it. Something like that. Oh, I'm so disappointed. I wanted to cook something really tasty for you. Well, maybe it's not that bad if you cover it with lemon or something. See, it's not that bad. Well, I guess you could eat it that way. See, it's already tasting better. Yeah, you're right. How odd. Maybe that's why it's called the phantom fish. Well, it at least brought a cheerful evening. Ha ha ha. I guess so. Well, I'm stuck. Let me get some tea. Aw. What a cute little scene here. Here you are. Thanks. Say, Maxim. Yeah? Why are you always in battle? Why do you ask such a thing all of a sudden? You're the only one fighting monsters. Not many people fight to live. Why you? I've been fighting ever since I can remember. I've never asked myself why. I've never met anyone quite like you before. Well, thanks for dinner. I'll make it up to you sometime. Don't worry about it. It's no fun to eat alone anyway. Join me again sometime, okay? I'd love to. Eating is something I do very well. You see? Well, bye. Okay. Bad news, everyone. Uh-oh. What is it? A horde of monsters appeared in the cave on the way to Sundleton. Are you sure about that? That's horrible. Daisy, will monsters come to the city too? Well, I don't think they will, but... Unfortunately, that's not the only problem we've got on our hands. What do you mean? The monsters have closed the door at the back of the cave. We can't get to Sundleton without the key. That's not good. So, does anyone have any ideas about what we should do? Well, no I don't. Uh-oh. For heaven's sakes, what is really going on? Maxim, you must know something. As I see it, you're the only one in the city that can take on these monsters. The North Cave monsters are weak. The real problem is the door. It's locked. Maxim, you're the only one who can get the key from the monsters. Please try. Alright, let's give it a shot. Well, that's about all the time I have left for this episode of Let's Play Lufia 2 Rise of the Sinistrals. When we come back, we're going to head off to the North Dungeon and see what we can do about that door. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.